50 years ago, a young man dared to walk into a place where his skin color marked him as an outsider. He wasn't breaking the law. He wasn't causing trouble. Yet within moments, he became a target, his future rewritten by hatred. Half a century later, stories like his still echo, but in different forms, in different streets. The question is, has anything truly changed, or are we just seeing the same story with a new face? His name was Marcus, a 22-year-old student with dreams bigger than the small town he called home. On most days, life was ordinary. Classes, part-time shifts, late-night walks back to his apartment. He was known for his quiet determination, the kind of young man who believed that hard work could carve a future. But beneath the surface, the world around him carried unspoken rules. Places he shouldn't linger, people who looked twice when he entered a room. And on this night, as he stepped onto a street he'd traveled countless times before, those silent rules were about to turn into something far more dangerous, the kind of danger that doesn't announce itself until it's too late. The night was quiet, the kind of silence that makes every sound louder than it should be. Marcus adjusted the strap of his bag and quickened his pace. But then, he heard it. A car engine creeping slowly behind him, headlights sweeping across the sidewalk like a spotlight. His heart picked up, though he tried to keep his steps steady. It could have been anyone, just another driver. But the way the car crawled, matching his pace, told him otherwise. Then came the sharp sound of a door slamming shut. Voices followed, low, mocking, deliberate. He didn't need to hear the words clearly to know they were meant for him. His stomach twisted. He'd lived long enough to recognize that tone, the kind that stripped away your humanity before anything else. Marcus kept walking, eyes forward, pretending not to notice. But the voices grew louder, footsteps closing in. "What are you doing around here this late?" one shouted, the question more accusation than curiosity. Another voice laughed, cruel and sharp. He swallowed hard, glancing around. The street was empty. No neighbors out, no store lights open, just him and them. That's when he realized he was alone. A figure stepped closer, blocking his path. The smell of alcohol hit him, but behind it was something stronger: contempt. "People like you don't belong here," the man sneered. The words cut deeper than the cold night air, words Marcus had heard whispered before but never so openly, so threateningly. His pulse raced. He weighed his options. If he pushed back, it could escalate. If he stayed silent, it wouldn't stop. The tension tightened around him like a rope, each second pulling tighter. One of them shoved his shoulder, not hard enough to knock him down, but enough to send a clear message, a warning, or maybe a test. Marcus steadied himself, fighting the urge to react. He knew one wrong move could set off something irreversible. But then came the sound that froze him completely, the metallic click of something pulled from a pocket. He couldn't see it clearly in the shadows, but he didn't need to. His breath caught, every instinct screaming that danger was now inches away. And in that moment, Marcus understood. This night was no longer about getting home. It was about surviving long enough to see another sunrise. The metallic glint caught the faint glow of the streetlight, just enough for Marcus to know what it was. His chest tightened. Every breath felt heavier, every second stretched into eternity. He froze, hands instinctively half raised, though no one had told him to. The laughter around him had stopped. Now it was silence, thick and suffocating, broken only by the sound of his own heartbeat. "What's the matter? You scared?" one voice taunted, circling him like a predator testing its prey. Marcus wanted to speak, to say something that might diffuse the moment, but his throat locked. He knew. Words had no power here. The man holding the weapon stepped closer, pressing the threat without ever lifting it fully. Marcus could feel the weight of the decision hanging in the air. Was this just intimidation, or would this be the night his life ended on a dark, forgotten street? His mind raced with flashes, his mother's voice, the dreams he carried, the simple plans he had for tomorrow. Ordinary things, now dangling by a thread in the hands of men who saw him not as a human being, but as a target. Then came the shove, harder this time. His body stumbled back, almost colliding with the curb. The weapon shifted, angled just enough to make his blood run cold. And in that instant, Marcus realized the truth. It didn't matter that he had done nothing wrong. It didn't matter where he was going or who he was. To them, his very existence was the crime. The street, the night, the faces around him, all blurred together in a single, terrifying thought. Was this it? Was this how his story would end? Silenced? Forgotten? Just another statistic? Marcus survived that night. Eventually, the voices faded, the footsteps retreated, and the weapon disappeared into the shadows. He walked home shaken, every step heavy with the weight of what could have happened. On the outside, he looked the same, but inside, something had changed forever. That night carved a scar deeper than any wound could show. It was the fear of knowing how close he had come to becoming another headline, another name spoken in anger and grief. And it was the realization that his story was not unique. It was part of a cycle repeated for generations. 50 years ago, men and women like Marcus faced the same terror, the same humiliation, for the same reason, the color of their skin. Half a century later, the streets may look different. The voices may sound different. But the truth is hauntingly familiar. This isn't just about Marcus. It isn't just about one night. It's about a system that allows fear and hatred to dictate who is safe and who is not. Marcus lived to tell his story, but many others did not. And the question that lingers, the question that should haunt us all, is simple. How many more lives must be shattered before real change is made? This isn't just history. This is now, and it's a story we cannot keep ignoring.